Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, food, relationships, and mental health. Our weekly co-hosts are Dr. Delvina Thomas, Imani Warren, and Chef Irie. Now introducing our host, Miss Nicky Gelin.
Hello, everybody, and happy Hump Wednesday. Hope you're having a great week so far. Hope you're finished holiday shopping because I know I haven't. But I am your host. I am Nicky G. Nicky Says YOLO. And welcome to MIA Magazine Presents. So tonight is a really special edition. I have been a couple of times, maybe you've been a couple of times. But the pandemic definitely put a toll or impacted this particular festival for the past 2 years. So this special show tonight is dedicated to Jazz in the Gardens. I'll be speaking to the mayor of the city of Miami Gardens, Mr. Rodney Harris. And Mr. Harris, thank you so much for being our special Jazz in the Gardens guest tonight. How's it going?
Thank you, Nicky. Everything's going well.
All right. So, Mayor, let's get right into it. So I did read your background, and I just have one question. Given your background, how did you get into the government affairs field?
It kind of go way back, man, a few years ago. One of my good friends named Cynthia Stafford, she ran for state representative probably back in 2008 sometime. And when she ran for state representative, she asked me to be on her campaign staff. And we got on her campaign staff and did that hard work throughout the community in Liberty City. She won and became the state representative. Then I had some questions that were being asked of me in my own community. And we didn't have the answers because we didn't know who our representative was. The person from the city, the council person who represented that area, we had never seen, we haven't never heard from. So I got together with some friends and decided that we were going to run for office. And we ran for office, and our very first time out, we won. So it was incredible, man. It was a great experience. A great opportunity for me to meet my neighbors and to meet the people who live in my community who had some of the same concerns that I had. And we were able to put together a campaign, run a campaign. And here it is, almost 10 years, 12 years later, now I'm the mayor of the city. So what a great turnaround. And
you're a Miami native, right?
I am. I was born and raised in the Liberty City area of Miami. Yep, I grew up on 15th Avenue and 59th Street and went to Miami Northwestern Senior High School. And there was some great times growing up in Liberty City at the time.
Oh, yeah. Great time. It's pretty different nowadays. Like, it's a whole different...
It is. It's a lot different now.
It's a lot different.
But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of... there was a lot of people who paid attention to you as an individual and assisted you in your dreams or whatever you wanted to become. You had that opportunity because it was a village concept back then, where a lot of the people, even though Liberty City had a bad reputation, but there were people in the community that always looked out for you and you looked out for them, and families looked out for each other. And it was a great time. I wish sometimes we can go back to some of those days where we know our neighbors and know our friends.
Right. Well, so I want to get into Jazz in the Gardens.
Woo! Excited.
I'm very excited. It's returning next year, literally in a couple of months. So 2020, it was canceled just 2 days. 2 days before the festival. 2 days. I could just imagine what went through your mind. Have just setting everything up, the process.
And listen, it was It was incredible. You know, Oliver Gilbert was the mayor at the time, and I was the vice mayor. And it was amazing because that Wednesday night was my birthday. March 11th was my birthday. And we were getting ready. We had just passed an ordinance or resolution to go ahead and do Jazz in the Gardens. And that night when we got word that the pandemic was really real, you know, Oliver called me and he was saying, man, look, I think we got to cancel Jazz in the Gardens.
Oh, man.
And we did just that to try to save our community, man. We did some things to put some safety protocols in place. And it was a tough decision. I know it had to be for him as the mayor at that time. Yeah. And I was just happy that he confided in me and you know, he reached out to me to ask my opinion about it. And we all agreed as a council, and we all agreed as staff and everybody that would be the best thing to do, to go ahead and cancel Jazz in the Gardens that year.
Yeah. And then fast forward to 2021, there was no festival. So
no festival at all. And that was a difficult time for all of us. Yeah, that was a difficult time for all of us Jazz in the Gardens lovers. You know, we had a big lineup. We were getting ready for a big major event, and man, couldn't do it in 2020. We
and
couldn't
it was
do
outdoors
it.
too. It's outdoors too, and we still couldn't do it.
Yeah,
outdoors.
We couldn't do it because Jazz in the Gardens bring in about 50,000 people a day to those concerts, and we just weren't able to do it. That would have been a major pandemic spreader. So we decided not to do it.
Okay, so what kind of impact did it have on the economy for the city of Miami Gardens?
Well, see, the great thing, Nicky, is that Miami Gardens, we did right by our finances. So we were in pretty good shape financially, and we still are. We're still a great city. Our city manager and financial people here in the city do a great job. And we were fortunate that we were able to make sure and ensure that our residents were okay, that resources didn't have to be cut. We didn't have to lay off any of our staff here at the city. And we were just fortunate that we took care of our finances. Now, some of the businesses that are smaller businesses and some of the Black-owned businesses around us, especially some of our restaurants, they had been in a pandemic situation, but we were able to help them as well by helping them to provide meals to some of our residents. And the Miami Dolphins also took a part in hiring some of those restaurants to provide meals for over 1 million people here in the city and throughout Miami-Dade County. So it didn't really make a drastic impact on us, but it played an impact on this entire country. I know the region of South Florida was hit hard by the pandemic because of hotel beds. And you know, South Florida is just this entertainment hub, and it's paradise here with the weather and everything. But when you have a pandemic, and it caught everybody off guard, the pandemic caught everybody off guard. So it wasn't something that we were prepared for, but thank God we were prepared for a rainy day here in the city of Miami Gardens.
Yes. And shout out to all the helping hands that helped out with the small businesses. I know a lot of small Black-owned businesses definitely was impacted by the pandemic. And it's just great to hear that the city of Miami Gardens was able to, lend a helping hand and for them to survive and to keep their head up, to hold their head up.
Yes.
You
know, we have a lot of mom and pop. We have a lot of mom and pop businesses here in the city, and we were able to, some of those businesses were able to help us with feeding some of our elderly residents, and some of the businesses stayed afloat that way. And we were just fortunate that we didn't have to, like, people lost businesses and things of that nature.
Yes.
We had great partnerships with the Miami Dolphins, and they assisted our residents with feeding our families and friends throughout Miami-Dade County. So that was a great opportunity for us to come together and build relationships too.
That is awesome. And now fast forward into 2022, the 15th
Yes.
annual, 15 years annual Jazz in the Gardens.
15.
15. I feel like
Isn't that
it was
something?
yesterday. I don't know, but it's coming again next year, March 2022. So
It's here. It's
here.
here.
It's right around the corner. So
Yes.
who can we expect? Which artists can we expect for next year?
Well, we're going to be looking at Mary J. Blige participating. She'll be here that Saturday, headlining on that Saturday. H.E.R will be here on that Sunday headlining. And then the Isley Brothers will participate. Rick Ross, SWV, The Roots with special guest T-Pain.
Yeah.
We'll have Stokely, Johanthan McReynolds, Mike Phillips, and Allen Felton, and it'll be hosted by Rickey Smiley again. So that's a great lineup, and we're looking forward to those entertainers coming here, and we're looking forward to the big boss Rick Ross coming back to Miami and his hometown here in Miami Gardens, which they would call Carol City, but it's Miami Gardens now. So
exactly,
you know, we're looking forward to him coming back and being a part of this. I think I'm looking forward to hearing her get up there and sing a little bit. So it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. It's a great lineup. So I'll be there both nights because it's a great lineup both nights, definitely. So are there like other events outside of the actual performers that we should look out for?
Well, yeah. Well, that Friday we'll have the Women's Impact Luncheon, and that's always a great time. That's always a great time to honor women during Women's History Month. And it's a great time just to honor our young ladies. So we'll have the Women's Impact Luncheon Friday, March 11th at the Hard Rock Stadium from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And then we'll have the official opening night party Friday night at Hard Rock Stadium. So that's going to be fun too. Sometimes the opening party is more fun than Jazz in the Garden.
I've been to both, and you're right.
The opening parties be a blast, man. You have a great time at the opening parties, man. So because that gets you in the mood and gets you ready and fired up for the next 2 days.
It'd be real lit. It'd be real lit.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Those who haven't gone before, come. Get your tickets and come to Miami Gardens and to Hard Rock Stadium on March 12th and 13th. Get here on the 11th so you could come to the Women's Impact Luncheon and come to the opening party that night. And then Saturday, we'll show you a good time, show you how a jazz festival or music festival is supposed to be.
Exactly.
We do it right here in Miami Gardens.
And how can they purchase tickets?
Tickets can be purchased through Ticketmaster. And if you have any questions about anything that need to be answered, you can go to jazzinthegardens.com and we'll get all your questions and ticket information answered on jazzinthegardens.com. But tickets are being released and purchased through Ticketmaster.
Okay, and I saw on Instagram that it's only online purchases only, no walk up, no in person, everything is online only for 2022. Is that correct?
Yes, it's online. And again, that's some of the safety protocols that we're taking into effect for COVID. As we know, the COVID pandemic has turned into something else, or Omicron or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But we want to take safety precautions and ensure that not only that if you're coming to Miami Gardens, you'll be protected, but your neighbors next to you, and when you go back home, you still should be protected. You don't have, hopefully you won't catch no COVID or nothing like that. But we're taking safety precautions by, we're going to ask people to get the vaccinations first and foremost, or make sure that you have a negative COVID test done before you come to the concert. Mm-hmm. And then we're going to continue with our social distancing. We're going to continue with our hand washing stations we're going to have throughout the entire park. So we're taking great safety precautions to ensure that people have a great time, but they can still feel safe while they're out and about.
And as far as this pre-screening, if you're vaccinated, do you bring your vaccination card or do you bring your test results if you're not vaccinated? Like, how is that part set up?
Yeah, they could bring their card that they have to show that they've been vaccinated, or they could show a negative COVID test, with the receipt that you get when you take your COVID test.
Okay. And so what does Jazz in the Gardens mean for the city of Miami Gardens?
Well, Jazz in the Gardens is a major festival, and I don't think it is just Miami Gardens that it has a big impact on. It has a major impact on this entire South Florida region, because when we have Jazz in the Gardens, it's going to fill up hotels, it's going to fill up restaurants. You're going to have people from all over the world that'll be in the South Florida area. So places like Miami-Dade, places like City of Miami, Miami Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Miramar, all those places are going to benefit from what Jazz in the Gardens brings. So we're not a selfish city. We share the wealth, and we're here to reach out to all of those people that's coming from out of town, people that's coming from other countries like the Bahamas and all those other Caribbean islands that are coming over here. The snowbirds that's coming from the north. We welcome you to paradise.
Yeah.
And tell you, hey, where else can you be in March? That's beautiful as South Florida is. That's beautiful as Miami Gardens.
Yes.
Yes.
With the palm trees and the sun. Yes. There you go.
Palm trees and sun. You can't beat that at all.
You cannot. And it's springtime too. Oh yeah. So snowbirds, come on down here. We got you.
Oh my God.
We got you.
Yeah. Yeah. Ditch those sweaters and coats and all that stuff up north and come on down here to South Florida, and we'll show you what living is all about.
Exactly. So I've realized over the past few years, Jazz in the Gardens has turned into a really fashion house where people get to express their fashion based on what they're wearing to the concerts or to the festival.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Do you have your outfit prepared? You're gonna be all out?
I don't have it yet. I don't have it yet. I'm still contemplating my beard. I just let my beard grow out this past November, so I got to figure out how that look gonna go. If I keep the beard, do I match it with something else? I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what we're gonna wear. Maybe we'll consult with our fashionista over there at the Miami-Dade County, our vice chair, Mr. Allen Felton.
Yes,
you might confer with him. You know, that's a sharp dressed brother right there, man. I got to give it to our former mayor.
Yes,
he always on point with his clothing. So I might have to consult with him and see if I can get me some of those clothes to wear to Jazz in the Gardens. It'll be springtime, so colors are in.
Colors are in. Colors, yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, he always dressed to impress, and yeah, I have to be on the same level as him, so I'll reach out to him as well to see what he's wearing, so I make sure I'm on point.
Yeah,
so, okay.
Yeah. So we won't wear the same thing though.
No,
we got to make sure we consult with him and make sure, hey, we could get as fly as he is.
Exactly. So, what would you tell your younger self, and how old would you be?
Oh, wow. Wow, that's a heck of a question. What would I tell my younger self? And how young would I be? I would be 16 years old, and I would tell myself that prepare for storms, but after the storm, great things are going to happen. Yeah. That's what I would say to me. Yeah. Prepare for these storms that you're going to face ahead of you. But after those storms, great things are going to happen for you.
Everything is temporary, right?
Yeah.
That's some good advice. Mayor Harris, thank you so much. I'll be there at the Luncheon opening night and at the festival, so I'll be seeing you a lot. So thank you so much.
And we look forward to seeing you guys. We definitely do. We make sure that we get a chance to take a picture of something together, hang out and eat some conch salad or something.
Oh, conch salad. I'm already there.
Okay. Yeah. We make sure of that.
Right. Well, thank you
guys so much for all you do. And we appreciate the time that you spent with us. And we appreciate the time that you spend making sure that Miami Gardens continues to be a great place to be and spread the word about our story and letting people know who we are, whose we are, and why we do what we do.
Exactly. And it's for the city of Miami Gardens. There you go.
Thank you so much.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Enjoy. And we'll see you next year in March. All right, y'all. So again, tonight's a special edition. It's Jazz in the Gardens, the 15th annual 2022 festival. As y'all heard, it was canceled 2 days prior in 2020 and officially canceled in 2021. And it's coming back next year in 2022. So get your tickets. Visit Ticketmaster.com. You cannot purchase your tickets in person. Please purchase your tickets online. So thanks again. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Hanukkah, that as well. Thanks for being our audience and our guest. And yeah, we'll see you next year in 2022. Have a good night.